Who's on the halftime show?
Clark.
Clark?
It was Clark and the Clarkettes. If you guys are not familiar with Clark and the Clarkettes,
They do that a cappella thing, right?
Absolutely. It's so good.
This week we pair beers with an imaginary football game. This is episode 89 of the Malting Hour.
What's the half song, the hops, guy, yeast, and speeds? This the Molten Hour where we talk about our drink and tell you what we think every other week. And if we get drunk, well, we might slur our speech. Got the gift of gab, the friends you wish you had. Join us for a drink, join us for a laugh. Time is never wasted, where you getting wasted. The Molten Hour here, people take your places. People take your places. People take your home.
Welcome to the Malting Hour. I'm one of your hosts, Tony Olick, joined always with
Brandon Winninger.
and
Coming back. Again, Danny.
it's only 2
Did you
weeks.
drink before you got
Yeah,
here?
I think he's tired.
A little bit.
A little exhausted.
Parental leave really wears on you.
Yeah, really gets. I don't know what that's like.
He's
All
like,
wait.
I slept all day and now I have to be awake.
Hey, man.
Or I carried an infant around all day and now I still have to be awake.
We went for a nice little walk up to Montrose and then back. And then I got home, cooked dinner.
That's a good clip for you guys.
Yeah. Nice, man. And here you are.
Yeah.
Doing a podcast.
Doing a
After
podcast.
cleaning up dog poop. Well, this is a fun episode. We kind of just threw together. Brandon, what are we doing tonight?
So we're doing beers that you would like to enjoy while you're watching sports ball. Sports in general, but we're actually going kind of with the football theme because we're going into football season.
Yeah.
So,
It's preseason. Full
yeah.
preseason. Are you guys... Okay, other than your selected teams, are you football fans at all?
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. So, Brandon, you're a Bears fan.
Yes, and and I will actually say that it's probably the sport I watch more than any other sport, just because there's so many goddamn baseball games. I don't watch them all.
Only so many you can really get into.
But yeah,
Dan,
baseball is where
what
it's
about you?
Yeah. Football, big.
Football's where
Go, Pat, go. And.
Dude,
no, it's not.
that is. Dun, 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 dun. Whatever you did. I've been to fucking Lambeau. Man.
Me too.
Okay?
Me too.
How many times have you been to Lambeau?
Once.
Okay. Went there a lot as a kid because my dad is a Packers fan. Not a pissing
because my
fan.
dad is abusive and drags me to things that just don't make sense and tortures me.
Well, I don't know what's worse, the fact that I was like, I know the Go Pack Go. I'm a fucking Bears fan. Fuck the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. Go eat your fucking mushrooms. Anyway, so we thought it'd be fun to do an episode of, what kind of beers would you drink during a football game? Being honest, we threw this together. We needed an episode. We're just going to drink beers and talk about football a little bit. Right? Sounds
Right.
good.
So,
All right.
but I went into this, well, to kind of preface this, I think Tony did the same thing. We went in looking for just random beers
Yeah.
that we thought would be enjoyable to have during a game. So, and in my mindset, I kind of looked at seasonally during the game.
Absolutely.
Like, all right, September, October, moving into November, December.
Almost got Oktoberfest. And
Yeah.
we didn't do that because we're going to do an Oktoberfest episode, so we can't do that. No pumpkin beers.
Spoiler alert.
Fuck, I blew it. I spilled the beans on this episode.
Darn.
Oh no, you guys are...
Now you have to stay tuned. We're not going to label any episode moving forward. You just got to guess if that's the Oktoberfest.
Ooh, I like it. We're just going to put the number on it, and that's it. Because this is episode 89 of the Malting Hour. I got a burp already. We
Suck
did
it
it
up,
after.
kid.
We did it after the final pour before Dan even got here. All right, so the first beer that we're going with is, I think, a good first quarter beer. You're sitting down. It's 11:55. Doritos in front of you. If you guys had to choose a Dorito flavor right now, right off the top of your head, what would it be? No explanation.
Cool Ranch.
Yeah, Cool Ranch.
I agree. So you got those in front of you. Maybe
Actually,
some,
can I do Flamin' Hot?
Okay. When I
Go on, sorry.
we waited for him, you know that. So you're sitting down. Kickoff's about to happen. You're gonna crack open. Your. I'm putting air quotes up. First beer, because nobody drinks a beer before noon on Sunday when there's football involved, right? It's bullshit. I had my first beer around 11 o'clock when football is going on. But anyways, so the first beer that we decided to go with is a lager, but it's a dry hopped American lager from Beguile, and it's called Ducks Fly Together. I'll give you guys a rundown on it. Medium bitter with orange rind and lemon zest notes, this easy drinking dry hopped American lager ends with a biscuity, malty finish. Wherever your flying V takes you, I've just got this.
Mighty Ducks.
I'm an idiot. We should have done a hockey episode. Wherever Flying V takes you and your crew, it's a great beer for sharing with friends and the perfect reminder that ducks fly together. I blew it. This is a hockey episode now. But,
This is a beer that Coach Bombay would enjoy.
I mean, there's a little purple, white, and, the turquoise on there.
He endorses
that's
it.
good. I'm an idiot. I don't remember.
When
all
I'm
my stuff
coaching
much of it.
youth hockey, I enjoy a Ducks fly together.
The first dry hop lager I ever had was Oni from Old Irving. That was the first dry hop lager I ever had. It has easily become one of my favorite beers and is in the running for the Maltese this year. For
It's
me.
a tasty
Spoiler
beer.
alert.
Another spoiler. God damn it. This one is similar. I don't know if it's the same to me, but I do really I like dry hop lagers. I feel like it adds another layer.
Of happiness.
Sure, it just adds another aspect to the beer that you're already enjoying. Like if this wasn't dry hopped, I'd still enjoy it. But having the aroma and a little bit of fruitiness, I feel like it kind of makes a lager to me. You guys know where I stand on lagers, a bit better.
As of 2 weeks ago.
No.
Anyway.
Did we go to the top of the summer? Tony proclaimed his newfound enjoyment of lagers.
It's only been 20 episodes this year that I've said that. I like lagers now. Dan, how do you feel about this beer?
I really like it. So when I first smelled it, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it was a dry hopped lager, but I smelled it and I was like, this is for sure a lager. And then I took a sip and it was like, oh, there's the hops. I didn't smell it for some reason. Maybe I'm just blind to it, but I really like it. I will say that I like dry hopped lagers, but this one is very, I like it when it's subtle like this. It's kind of balanced. I don't want it to be like a pale ale with a lager finish. This is not quite as hoppy as a pale. It's perfectly both.
It's very, very nice description. It's also very clear straw color. I like that about it as well.
It is.
Very refreshing. Brandon? Ditto.
No, the one thing I was going to say though is to Dan's point about the surprise of the hops, and I think you read it in the descriptor. I'm not getting hop bitterness. I'm getting a rind bitterness that I think is a lot more pleasant and kind of breaks up the characteristic of this beer a little bit and makes it that much more enjoyable.
Definitely not pithy like
No,
last week's episode.
there was a lot of pith.
A lot of pith going on.
It
Really
also
pithed off.
I don't know if this is from what I ate earlier, which
What did you eat earlier?
I made a
Bread.
farro salad type thing. But I feel like it's really dry on the back end for me. I mean, it keeps me wanting to go back and get another sip, which I enjoy.
Yeah.
I love it when beer wants to get me drunk.
Hey, keep drinking me. No, I think you're right. There is a subtle sweetness to it, but definitely on the back end, it is a bit drying. I feel like this is probably a perfect first quarter beer.
What about tailgating?
No, actually, I would think that the beer that you brought would be a pretty good tailgating beer.
Oh, okay.
The Imperial
Okay.
Stout. That's
Oh.
what I'm talking about. You get fucked up before you go into the game.
As a Bears fan would want to do.
Absolutely, because that's the only reason why you're going to that game is to get messed up before the game, because it's going to be so painful watching the team
Yes.
while at said game. But if anybody's got any tickets, I'll take them. I will go 100%. Yeah, I overall I think this is a really nice beer. Granted, I did not put together the Mighty Ducks reference until I read the description. All I saw was dry. That's pretty much when I go
I'm completely
into.
shocked that you didn't get that. I had totally thought you
No,
you knew.
I'm not that cool. Not that cool, guys. I don't know if you know that about me.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's fine.
When I go to Beer on the Wall or Bottles and Cans, I literally 9 out of 10 times if I'm grabbing a beer, because I'm grabbing 10 beers, I will look at the label, and that's what draws me in. I look at breweries that I know first. Then I'm like, all right, I've got 1 or 2 beers from breweries that I know that I want to have, and then label pops out. And this was the only beer, because it's the middle of the week, according to Wednesday. This is the only beer that they had other than Imperial Pajamas from Beguile.
Which one did you go to?
Park Ridge.
Oh,
It's the only one I go to, baby.
Well, I didn't know if you went to. You said bottles and cans.
I meant beer on the wall. I apologize.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, everybody. I'm not going to edit it out. All right, so this is the first quarter beer. I will say, out of 4 touchdowns, I'm giving this
Hey,
one.
Aaron Andrews walks up to you and says, "Hey, Mr. Golick, what do you think about this beer?"
Aaron, please step away. I'm doing a podcast right now. I appreciate it. It's nice to meet you. Have a great day. Out of 4 touchdowns, I give this 3 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. I don't know what that means. I'm giving this a 3.75. 3.8. I'm giving it a 3.8. 3.8. I really like this beer. That's what I'm going with this 3.8. The show's already off the rails. Really should have thought this through better. Brandon, how would you rate this? Say Mike Ditka comes up to you. Do you want, Dan, do your best Mike Ditka real quick.
Let me put my MAGA hat on real quick. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Get a mustache too, and have a heart attack.
I don't have a mic.
Brandon, what would you give this beer?
I think I'm kind of in the same ballpark. 3.5 to 3.75.
Yeah.
Out of 4.
Yeah, out of 4.
Okay.
Yeah. And, yeah.
Right. I don't know why. I don't know. I chose 4 because 4 quarters. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Close to it, yeah.
it's tasty and
It's awesome.
I could continue drinking this.
I would drink this
game.
into the second quarter. Dan,
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll go with 3.75. Also,
Yeah.
I really do enjoy this.
we gotta find more of this, guys. Dry hop lagers is where it's at for me.
Yeah, shout out to Beguile. For
Yeah,
real.
thanks, Beguile. Thanks for making our first quarter a delicious quarter.
Good job.
All right, let's go to the second quarter. Moving on.
Right.
Jesus, what's the second quarter beer, Brandon? The home team has the ball. We are up 7-0. Second quarter, at this point, you've gotten a quarter, maybe halfway through your taco dip. You have gone back and forth from Doritos and maybe potato chips.
No throat burn?
There's some
No throat
potato
burn.
chips. Well, you guys are interrupting the setup for this. You're about to talk about. Come on, Jesus. Be professionals, guys. Okay?
7-layer dip.
Whatever. What's the second beer, Dan?
Oh, jeez. Froze. Okay, so from Saint Laurent out of Chicago.
Did you say queso?
Saint Laurent.
No, before
Oh,
that.
okay. So,
Oh, queso. Gotcha.
but queso
Sorry.
would be good too.
I mean, there's always queso at second quarter. See, now I'm bringing you guys back in. See how I did that? Read it there.
This would have
Takers.
been a good food and beer pairing episode.
Would have been.
Would have
blew
been.
it.
You could have saved some of the wings for yourselves.
We got plenty of wings.
Takers and Levers by Saint Laurent. Double dry hopped IPA. Dry hopped with Citra, Mosaic, and Simcoe. This is brewed and canned at Saint Laurent. Oh, they have their own spot now? Up in Dempster. Last I heard, they were brewing out of Beguile a long time ago.
I know they hopped around for a while.
Hopped around. Get it?
Hey,
Sorry.
Lactose free too. That's cool.
Damn right. Dan,
I injected lactose into the can. Just so
is
you
that
know.
why your pour was so heady?
Yep.
Dan, you were afraid you were going to get some throat burn from this.
Yeah. When I smelled it, I thought I was gonna get throat burn on it.
I could see that. It's pungent. It smells like it's going to be
that.
like...
Yeah, it's like that weird. Not like. It's not the hops. I don't know. I mean, it is the hops. It's probably like the residual oils or whatever from the hops or whatever. But it's it smelled initially. Now that it's kind of like aired out a little bit, I'm not getting that as much.
Brandon, what do you think about this beer? Are you registering your son for...
No, I noticed the link. It's good. The drawback is I wish it was a little more chilled.
You got to pop this shit in the freezer when you go to those places, man.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
That's what I did.
But yeah, it's tasty. It's interesting because it's malty and it's sticky. It's like I get that sticky mouthfeel, kind of getting it on my lips, like a little bit, kind of lingering. And the hop profile is really good. It's borderline. Dare I say, dank?
You can, and you did.
It gives me that the weed residue, like kind of
Like, hey, man.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. when he's not here. I don't get the sticky.
I get it. It's got a big mouth.
Mouthfeel, yeah, but I don't get stickiness like on my lips or anything. I get more like a pillowy, like light, like bubbly, fizzy, and then fruity.
You know what this does remind me of?
Getting high?
Hop Slam.
Whoa.
Really?
A little bit. And the only reason I'm saying that is I feel like I'm getting a little bit of honey. There's a little sweetness in there that kind of resembles the sweetness in Hop Slam.
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see
Not
that.
like, so I guess it's a bad comparison to say this reminds me of Hop Slam.
Yeah.
Sure,
that
but it's
sweetness-
there's a okay,
that
yeah.
sweetness is kind of reminiscent of the sweetness in Hop Slam, which
And
is
the
honey.
syrup, kind of syrupiness of the mouthfeel of Hop Slam to me, I guess I could
Yeah.
see that. This doesn't
Yeah.
taste as strong as alcohol as Hop Slam, for sure.
No,
but
Hop Slam
it's not.
is like a.
Yeah.
Speaking of Hop Slam, I don't remember that being that big of a deal this year.
It hasn't been a big deal for big beer nerds for a while. It's still delicious, and I still buy it every year.
I don't know if I bought it this year. Is why I
Shelf
had not.
turd.
You're a shelf turd.
kidding. I like that beer. That was
your
totally
new
joke.
nickname.
That was satire.
I still remember when I brought the mini keg for Mike's bachelor party.
Yeah, did we
Drink
open
like
it?
2 beers of
Yeah,
it.
no. Did you, I brought it
And
back to your condo and
oh, yeah,
drank
and I
it?
nursed that thing for like a week.
Absolutely. I'm surprised you got this, Brandon. Number one, second quarter, going big with the double dry hop. I think that's actually probably the best time to do that. If you're going to have a double dry hop hazy IPA, second quarter, especially since we're up 7-0. You know what I mean?
Bears against the Packers, yeah, totally.
I just wanted this to be generic so anybody could just place any team that they wanted. Home team,
Your team is winning.
yes, your team is winning, listener. Up 7-0, and we had that lager, so it's like, you know, you're feeling good. You want to kick it up a notch. What's the ABV on this, Dan?
7.8.
Did we say what the ABV on this was? Oh, that was 5. The Ducks fly together. The beer / football / hockey beer.
I have two more things to add real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
It's your show too, man.
well, I was like, hey, St. Laurent has their own spot now. But no, it looks like they're brewing out of Temperance.
Oh,
It's
right
the same
on.
address as Temperance. And then also, shout out to, I just lost the name again, Hugo Trejo, who's like one of my favorite can art.
It is fantastic. That is a cool.
Would you like to go walk over to his
Yeah,
house?
I was gonna say, I know
I
you
knew we were going to do that
Literally,
whole
like,
transition to that
half blacked out.
conversation.
No, I love.
How many times are we going to go off the rails this
I've met
episode?
I've met one of the St. Laurent brewers, and he was a really cool dude. But I've always really liked their beers. That's why when I smelled it, and I was like, throat burn. I've never gotten throat burn.
Every time you say when you smell that, I always want to say like smelled and like doubt.
doubt it.
Like smelled it.
He
Smelled
went
it.
to, I think he went to Europe with the guys from St. Laurent. They got invited to something, and they brought him out.
Ooh, was it the McKellar social?
No.
They did go to the McKellar though.
Oh, maybe.
Wait, no, not McKellar. Sorry, not McKellar. Oh God, Beak. I think they did a collab with Beak, which is like a UK,
Okay.
somewhere in UK. I don't
That's
know
more
where.
acceptable.
Yeah, sorry, not McKellar.
Oh, they were there. No, they weren't.
Don't tell me McKellar or Brewdog. Those are like, hey.
Yeah, Brewdog is.
We're not gonna get into this. That's not what this episode's about because our team just scored another touchdown. It's 14-0. We're almost done with the second quarter. Brandon, what do you think of this beer? Oh, that's what I was saying. Not only that I was surprised you grabbed a double dry hop for the second quarter, but the fact that you grabbed a double dry hop beer because you're not a big hazy IPA kind of guy, man.
No, but I saw it, and I have not had a lot of St. Laurent in my days of drinking, and I know they're pretty popular, and I know they make good beer. The ones I've had, I've enjoyed, so I knew I didn't have it. So I was going for something that I don't typically do, but I could see myself, like, my whole philosophy on this was, like, if I'm sitting on a couch at Ron's house, and Ron was like, hey, I got this beer, you want to try it? I'd be like,
That's a round move.
yeah. Like, I'll try. I'll drink it. He's like, second quarter. Here you go.
Guys
You
are
know?
busting out some fucking barrel age stuff at the end of this episode. Oof.
Well, I mean, even
If we are Ron's.
even if you're hanging with Ron, it's
Yeah.
it's hard for him to not bust out the barrel aged stuff at the first quarter, and then you have something that you drink along with it.
Right. Of course.
But yeah. So that being said, I'm glad I picked this, and I probably would grab this again. It's enjoyable for me. I want to get one and obviously chill it a lot more because I feel like the
Got it.
the flavors will mellow a little bit more and blend a little better.
Yes.
It does the same exact thing that you want a barrel aged stout to do when you warm it up. The flavors of everything kind of come to fruition.
I've had some warmer hazy beers where I'm like, ooh.
And I'm not saying this. I'm not knocking and saying that this being a little more warm is bad. I actually enjoy the way it drinks, but I'd be curious to see how it is. Like chilled to like
the bone.
Yeah.
Out of 4 quarters, what are you giving it, baby?
I'm giving it 3.5.
Dan?
I was gonna go the same. I thought you were gonna go with 3.75, and I was gonna say I think that's partially just my personal preference on beer style, but
Sure.
no, I think that Saint Laurent, although they are like hyped up with beer nerds and stuff, I think they are like slept on with
Absolutely.
the average Joe, and they always do killer hazy IPAs.
I think this is the first hazy IPA I've had from them. I've had other beers from them. I'm going to go back just like with quarter number 1. I'm giving this 3.75 or 3.8 quarters out of 4. Really liked it. I would also like to have it a little more chilled, but even at this temperature, I mean, I finished it, I think, before both of you. Very good, and I specifically stayed away from hazies for this episode. You guys, we're through the first 2 quarters. It is now 14-7.
Oh,
The away
snap.
team has scored against us right before the half, so that puts a little pressure on us. We're not bummed, but the pizza is about to be delivered. We're going to have to think about what we're going to drink for the third quarter so that we make sure we don't lose the lead.
Who's on the halftime show?
Clark.
Clark.
It was Clark and the Clarkettes. If you guys are not familiar with Clark and the Clarkettes,
They do that
fantastic.
acapella thing, right?
Absolutely. It's so good. It's so good.
The nursery rhymes, right?
Mm-hmm. All the
that's
nursery
right.
rhymes, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Love it.
You know what? We might cut away to it right now. We'll be right back.
A champ who led it all the way through to the champions and championes. His name was Mr. Michael fucking Dick. This one's for you. Come back to go. Mr. Michael. Come back to go. Come back to go. What the fuck was that? All right, now. I think y'all know this. Fucking, I'm out of here. Mr. Michael Dicker from the Chicago Bears Championship Super Bowl. 85-86 season. Unforgettable. Fuck. Mr. fucking Dan Marino and those Dolphins on that Monday night where you came after. And you say the Super Bowl shuffle. And it meant everything to us. Everything. Everything. Come back in the house. And a cigar. Oh shit. One more time. Come back and go. Come back and go. Come back and go. Alright, fuck no. Alright, that's it. We're out of here.
And we're back. Very much like an announcer. Boy, Clark did a great job in that the halftime show. I was really impressed with the
encore.
Yeah, the encore was probably the best.
That was the best.
But we got to buckle down, guys. It's now the third quarter where our bellies are filled with pizza. Dan, what was your favorite slice of pizza that you had during halftime?
The banana peppers.
Banana peppers are fantastic. Brandon, what about you?
Ooh, I like the one with the pineapple.
I do like pineapple and jalapeno. It's a good combination. My favorite was just cheese. Just a cheese guy, you know. I didn't have to add more to it. Just give me cheese, sauce, and a crust. Third quarter. What are we drinking? We're drinking a West Coast IPA. And this is from the Brewing Project. And I bought this can because of, it's called the Thing of the Hill West Coast IPA. thing of the hill, kind of like king of the hill.
Yeah.
When I bought it, I thought it said thing on the hill, and the first thing I thought of was fool on the hill from the Beatles. I was like, oh, that's funny. But thing of the hill still works. I liked the idea it was a West Coast IPA. Like I said, I was staying away from hazies, and I figured West Coast IPA would probably be something I would drink during a football game. This is a West Coast India Pale Ale with Centennial hops. That is it. There is no flair to this. The can design is cool. It's a black can, and that's it. My first impression, by the way, guys, that smells kind of dank. Not dank like super dank, but like skunky. But skunky from hops, not skunky from it's a skunked beer.
Yes.
6.9% alcohol. I don't know if I said that. Here we go.
Yeah, and just noticed when you were reading the description, so it's a single hop. I don't know if it's a single malt, but single hop for sure, which is pretty unique these days.
Yeah. The color of the beer makes me think that is not a single malt. It is a golden color, and you're not really going to get that from just a single malt that you would use. You'd know that if you'd brewed beer, and you don't.
I don't. Nobody ever invites me.
We're not doing it that much these days. Anyway, my first impression of this, piney, a little juicy, fruity, not juicy, piney, fruity, citrusy. Nice bitterness, very much like the Shorts. Their flagship.
Delicious.
Thank you. I just listened to that episode today, so I should have known that. It's very good. I like this a lot. I think this would be a good third quarter beer. Like, we need the home team to rally, and you want something that's kind of simple, but also
the bitterness is cleansing the palate after all the cheese.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. Good
descriptor.
Good eye there, Dan. That's why we keep you around. Brandon, how are you feeling about this beer?
I like it. It reminds me of what I enjoy about West Coast IPAs.
Getting drunk?
I can't
sorry.
pin it, but it's reminiscent of like some stone brews that I've had, or like, dare I say, like Russian River-esque.
R.I.P. to Stone, by the way.
Yeah.
Is it really an R.I.P. though?
I mean, yeah. I don't know.
How about farewell?
Farewell.
This is I saw you swirling around, Dan, and I decided the same thing. It really kind of opens up. Man, I don't really remember Centennial hops smelling like this. It's like candy. It's like a
candied orange.
Yeah. So I mean, it smells awesome. Like it does smell really good. This is really nice West Coast IPA.
Yeah, they did a good job.
It's a nice bitterness to it. It is refreshing, with almost being 7%. It's a beer that could creep up on you.
Yeah.
Kind of like a penalty, Yeah. That was a bad analogy. Sorry, guys. I was
trying to think about the safety blitz. Or the safety
there you go.
Well,
let's rewind it. It's bitterness or the alcohol. Fuck, the alcohol kind of sneak up on you. This beer can kind of sneak up on you, like a safety blitz. How was that? Was it good?
That was good.
Thanks. Yeah, this is awesome. I'm surprised how well we did so far in 3 quarters, throwing these beers together and getting some real winners here.
We curated well.
We did. We don't need Clark. Remember last time Clark curated an episode?
Gosh.
Hey, Shorts, get in touch with us. We'll do another one.
We'll assume it was the porter's fault.
Yeah, the guy at the beer bar we were at, the server named Clark.
Told him not to keep him in his fucking pocket all day. Beer's supposed to be warm, right?
Fucking Clark.
No.
Yeah, not all of them.
No Clark.
Dan, out of 4 quarters, what are you gonna give this one?
I'm gonna be a little more critical of this one than the last one.
Interesting.
Because
you hate people from Wisconsin except the Packers?
No.
Oh, I didn't say where they're from. They're from, what is it?
We said Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
I didn't say it. We've said it, but
Dan said it too.
Was it?
Player, you player?
I think we said it before we
Claire,
started
whatever.
recording. Guys, I'm just so focused on this fucking game right now.
Yeah, no, I still really like it. I kind of when I think of West Coast IPAs, I think of like Sierra Nevada.
You said that last time.
I know.
Yeah.
And so this one's like, I don't think it's like as bitter as that, and a little more aqueous than like a lot of those like maltier. I don't know.
When I first said juicy, I said, "Oh no, not juicy, just fruity." But you don't really think of fruity. At least for me, West Coast IPAs to me are more piney with a hint of fruit.
This one is fruitier than that. But I like the beer. If you just gave this to me and say, "Oh, it's a West Coast IPA," I'd be like, "Oh, this
Here's
is
an IPA.
really delicious."
Yeah.
I'm just like these
Going off style.
motion. Yeah,
I gotcha.
motion. So I'll still give it. If I was gonna give it for like just liking the beer, 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah.
As a West Coast IPA.
3.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm gonna say the same thing, Brandon.
Yeah, overall, I was thinking like 3.25. I enjoy it and definitely would drink this again because it is reminiscent to some of the things that I like, but I don't think it's like true to the style because it's lacking some of that bitterness.
Yeah,
and the more I drink it, the more I miss it. But yeah, solid beer.
The more I drink beer, the more I miss it too because there's none left in my glass. Hey-o! Speaking of hey-os, you guys, the away team has not only
I thought that was gonna be a Lumineers reference.
No, I don't get it.
Hey, oh, never mind.
I would have gone the Ramones. Did you just? Okay, we're gonna talk.
No,
about
that was self-disgust.
Oh, okay. Sorry. We did just talk about the Lumineers, though.
Yeah,
so it's okay.
that's why I was going there.
That's right. The away team not only tied it up during this, but they've also taken the lead by 3. It is now 17-14, and we're about to go into the fourth quarter. We need a beer to rally us. And what is that beer going to be?
We have Mendy 2022 Special Reserve Barrel Aged Imperial Stout. This is batch 2 coming in at 14.3%, and I think I'll read the description for you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The Mendy Special Reserve series is a way for us to showcase our double mash Imperial Stout aged in some of our favorite spirit barrels. Batch number 2 was aged in old Rip Van Winkle barrels for 16 months. The rich layers of flavor bring forward a balanced complexity that makes the marriage of stout and barrel truly shine.
Did you say this was more brewing?
Yes, more brewing.
Sorry,
I don't know if I said that or not,
Yeah,
but out of Villa Park / where's the one that's far away? Huntley, and soon to be somewhere in Indiana, I think.
Really? I didn't know that.
So. No, and they got another one going in like in DeKalb or something.
You guys shut the fuck up about where they're at. Have you guys smelled this beer
I have
yet?
not.
You know what that fucking smells like?
Heaven.
Yes, but it smells like,
Not Iowa, but heaven.
to me, like a melted chocolate shake.
I was gonna say like a brownie or chocolate.
Yeah,
for
like
sure.
this is like the best smelling stout ever to me, as far as aroma goes. Like this is something I could smell all the time. If this was like wafting into my house constantly during a football game, you know what this is? Right now, I've got brownies in the oven to hopefully celebrate a victory because we've had all these rich foods. Why not, on top of the beers and the indigestion we've all put on ourselves, why not have some baked brownies? That's the dessert coming
it's
up.
smart. You can either celebrate with a victory or you can eat a lot of calories.
Eat your sadness away. But the good news is that as we opened up this beer,
The home team just threw a little screen pass, 75 yards. Can he go all the way? Touchdown!
unbelievable, 21-17. I thought for sure they were just going to tie it up 17-17, but 21-17, that's fantastic. There is 4 minutes left in the game. So this is one of those beers that, like, at the end of a game, sure, maybe it's over the top. I don't know how many beers you're drinking during the game. Granted, you know, we've sipped, an hour. We've gone through, 4 beers. But if you're going to, like, really either going to go all the way for a football game and you're drinking and you're hoping for a win, or, again, like you were saying with the brownies, drown your sorrows, I think this beer might be the best way to go. This is really, really good. What are your guys' impression on this? Because I want to keep drinking it and not talk.
It is really, really
Son of a bitch, you can't just say what we said.
Oh, sorry. Ditto. I agree on everything. I was getting in the aroma, and I don't know if that has anything to do with what was in the glass before. I was getting a little bit of like a nuttiness type, but like a pleasant, accompaniment to that like deep chocolate and like slightly burnt caramel. Like know. It's like there's this just sweet tinge that just comes through, like the sweet sugarness that comes through, and it smells amazing. And I know I've said this before. This would make an awesome candle.
I thought you were gonna say ice cream.
Oh no, I would definitely make this into ice cream.
I would not. You know why? I'd drink it.
Too good.
I'd fucking drink this. Dan?
Yeah, no, I really like it.
Sorry, you guys are both drinking a pint glass.
Well, no, I feel like a lot of the barrel-aged beers I'd buy and I have like sit around too much. That's why I mean, this one's a few months old, but I was like, I want to share this with you guys early on instead of letting it sit.
We appreciate that.
And I'm happy I did.
If there's ever a time I was sad Clark wasn't here, this is probably it. Because I think Clark would also greatly appreciate this beer. This is a very well done barrel age beer. There's not, was it 14.2%?
Yeah, something.
Correct?
It's a perfect way to close out a football game.
Absolutely.
14-3.
14-3. No, the score is 21-17. The barrel is very nice. I basically lost my mind over the aroma. It's like how good it smells. It reminds me of when we were at Great American Beer Fest. The beer from
Modern Times
smelled like
R.I.P.
just rich fudge. I was right. Rich like fudge brownies. Like this is very similar to that. And it's great. This is slightly sweet. It tastes like it's adjunct, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's all just the beer and the barrel. And that's awesome because it's not too sweet. There's a nice little like slight bitterness. It's not like the Dark Secret that we had earlier, Brandon, where there's like this, I've talked about the dark cocoa, like it's like a rich cocoa-ness to it, like a baker's chocolate almost. That I like about it because it's very different from other barrel-aged beers, but it's, in its own way, it's its own thing. It's awesome that I love. But this is, man, ooh, you guys, this is, you know what this beer smells like? Victory. We just won 24-17. Home team kills it with the field goal at the end. 3 points last second. Fantastic. What a game, guys. What a game.
What a game.
So exciting. What was your highlight, Brandon?
I think this, man. This
Sorry. I know you're reading something on your phone.
this beer was like this beer is my highlight. Well, no, you know.
Did you write this down earlier? You're like, this beer is the...
No, so what I was actually doing is because I was like, I need to look the Modern Times thing. I was curious. I was like,
Oh yeah,
I know we RIP'd them, but why? But then I looked that Maui Brewing Company bought them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so it was weird. Some other company bought them, but then like backed out. But Maui had like the second highest bid because they went to auction. I
Yeah,
think.
it literally went. That's insane. So I mean, and then Maui is still an independent craft brewery, I think.
Yeah,
So
I think so.
it's not the worst thing that could happen to them. Probably better than whoever the first bidder was. And
Yeah, it was some small brewery called like X something.
as long as it wasn't like Kings and Convicts that bought.
It was me. I tried buying it, and I realized I did not.
I don't have millions of dollars.
Like, do you have that money? I'm like, sure, I can Uber Eats that for a while. A lot harder than.
But going back to Tony's point, and I think we've brought this up before, Friendship of Zool was the one.
That was the beer. Yes, that's what it smells like. It does. It smells like a rich brownie. This would be a great way to end a football game.
Yeah, the
Really
mouthfeel on it is really thick. I mean, almost like
you think. Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say it's almost like when I think of like a pastry stout being thick, but it's like that mouthfeel without the like cloying sweetness and all that, and you get like the barrel.
Yeah, it's sweet, but it's not like overly sweet.
Yeah,
I feel like the mouthfeel on it is just right for what I would want for like a barrel aged stout. Actually, any stout, unless it's Guinness. Like this to me is like as thick as I want it to be. I don't remember, Brandon. You have a bottle of the foreign exchange beer that is like drinking. We need to do an after the final pour on that sometimes. I'm not gonna say what it's like drinking. I don't know how to describe it. It's very thick, like very thick. And
pudding.
I drank it on my own.
Oof.
I powered through it.
Is it the Elanea?
Yeah.
Have you had it?
Yeah. I
Do
think
you agree with his assessment?
Yeah,
It was very thick.
very thick. Very sweet.
This has the right body, and I think, and like you're right, Dan. Like there's a pastry stout body to it, without that sweetness, and I feel like that's what kind of kills pastry stouts for me sometimes.
Yeah, and when I was saying that, I meant it to say, like, when you think of, like, a lot of traditional stouts or barrel-aged stouts, I guess Bourbon County's been thick. I don't know that it's this thick. But I'm thinking, like, even when you have, like, a barrel-aged stout from, like, Off Color, it's a lot thinner than this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's just, like, I don't know, maybe it's part of that, like, double mash stout.
Even Rev's stouts, they have ones that are
nowhere near like.
Yeah, that's what I was just trying to say that.
But
I feel like thicker than a normal barrel aged stout.
And I feel like it's not. Yeah, and I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's not like too thick. It's just thicker than.
It's
thicker.
It's
nice.
thicker like a barrel aged adjuncted stout.
So here's a weird way to put it too. To me, it's reminiscent of like
rice pudding.
No. I was gonna say, if you're like, let's say you're making chocolate milk with Hershey syrup and you don't get it all mixed in all the way, and you're drinking it and you feel like that thinned out syrup. It's like a very thin syrup that's bringing that like cocoa and fudginess to it, and I love it.
I love the barrel on it, and I just like was thinking about. I took another sip and I was like, man, it's like pretty fresh, but it's not hot.
No,
it's like. But it's also not like faded like some of the when you age it.
How many more of these bottles do you have sitting around?
This is it.
You piece of shit.
Yeah.
As I smell it, or I'm getting down to the end of it, kind of twirling it around, it smells a little hotter.
Yeah, I have like a small amount, and I just took a whiff, expecting like maybe because it was sitting there, expecting like that chocolate brownie, and it like kind of burned my nose.
Yeah, it was that heat's coming through. But it's awesome because you're not getting it in the flavor, and the mouthfeel.
I would, if I could get this again, I wouldn't hesitate. Like this is a bit. I mean, how many ounces is that bottle? That's not. A bottle,
I think it's like a bomber,
close to it, right? About
16.9.
Yeah, so it's a pint.
500 ml.
So I don't think I could drink a whole one on my own.
No, I wouldn't want to. I mean, I probably could,
I want more,
but I wouldn't want to.
There's a could I or should I?
Yeah.
Sure.
Could I?
Yes.
Should I?
No. Would I share this between one more person? I feel like that would be just enough if it was split perfectly down the middle. I mean, the three of us, this is a great...
Yeah.
I just kind of want, like... I keep sipping on it, and I just want here, pour the rest of yours in my thing. I know you brought it over, but, like, I shared a IPA and a dry hop lager. So just go ahead and pour that in mine. You hear that bad sound effect Dan made? It's not the audio guy. All right, this is it. This is the end of the game. How many quarters are you giving this, Brandon, out of 4?
I'm giving this 4 quarters, man.
Fuck yeah. Dan?
Yeah. I hate to give things perfect scores, but it's really good. And it's like really... I like the taste of it, and it's really well done for the style it is. So it's just,
Yeah, they knocked it out of the park with this one.
You guys, you know what this is for me? An
overtime win.
Win. This is an overtime win. Absolutely. Dan, thank you for being on the same page for that. Yes, this is if we're doing a regular rating, it's hard to not put this at 5 for me. Like you said, Dan, I don't like doing. There's certain beers where I'm like, fuck, I know that's a 5 all the time. When I have it, I stop rating it when I'm drinking it on Untappd. But this is damn near perfect for a barrel aged stout.
Yeah,
really, 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 really good.
It is like everything you want in a barrel aged stout that's not adjuncted, which I am preferring more and more as I
less adjuncted.
Yeah,
absolutely. I like adjunct. Actually, I just had a Hubbard's Cave coffee and cake hazelnut, and I domed that one, but I domed it over.
You finished the entire 22-ounce bottle or whatever it is?
It's a 16-ounce can.
Oh, it was a can.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like 2.5 hours, and it was nice and chilled, and I was outside, and it was cool outside. Okay. And so it took me a little bit to get through it. So that was fine. But yes, I am with you. Adjunct stouts are good. There's a time and a place, and for me, it's sharing it with people. But a beer like this, easier to share with one other person, and that's it. So I think that's gonna do it for our big thrown together episode of what beers you could drink, maybe what styles you could drink during your favorite sports team performance. And luckily for us, the home team brought it home, and that makes us all winners. And so what are we going to do after this? Take shots of whiskey. Oh, he's pouring it right now. That's a big shot, Brandon.
Looks like whiskey.
Hey, Dan, thanks, man.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me and for sharing your West
You
Coast
don't have to
IPA.
say thank you for having me anymore. You're not a guest. Just say, yeah, man, it was cool.
We're legally required
Thanks,
to
man.
invite you.
Yeah, like you're on the lease of the office.
Of my
Of the
basement.
studios. You're on the lease of the studio. Brandon, I love you, man.
Love you too, bud.
Dan,
You love me for bringing this beer.
yeah, man, I do. I do love you bringing this beer. Guys, just keep listening to the show. We're going to have more things that are planned out.
We're all winners when we listen to the Malting Hour.
This has been The Malting Hour. Be sure to follow us on all social media by searching The Malting Hour and at themaltinghour.com. You can also follow us individually on social media. Brandon can be found on Instagram as BMDub81, on Twitter, BDub81, and on Untapped as BDubDrinksBeer. Tony can be found on Instagram and Untapped under Ace of Help Chicago, on Twitter, The Ace of Help Chicago. Clark can be found as Clarkowski on all three. Dan can be found on Instagram as hip__hops and hip hops on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, like, and rate the show on your preferred podcast listening platform. Until next time, cheers from all of us at the Malting Hour.